Koalas are, of course, expert climbers, and it only takes a moment to look at especially their hands to just see why that is. A couple of things you may not notice straight away, but definitely keep an eye out, is the fact that koalas actually have a second thumb, which means they can grip onto a branch much tighter and use their strong forearm. Obviously these very, very sharp claws, which will just dig into the soft eucalyptus so easily. And the shape of their pads for both their feet and their hands are just designed perfectly for gripping. Very strong, especially around the wrist, and just love being high in the trees, I guess, where they're getting that best leaf, better weather conditions, because you'll often be able to catch some cooler breezes, and you're certainly safe from most predators in Australia. I guess the one thing we do really need to learn a bit better is what a critical state the koala is, especially in New South Wales. It is actually feasible that we could lose the wild koala in New South Wales in the next generation because of their drastic decline. And realistically, it has all to do with habitat loss. Pretty much only found on the East Coast. That's where most people have gone, and so that's when the competition has come. So we really need to work out a way that people and koalas can live together. I mean, I can't think of anything better than around the house still being able to know that koalas live in that area, and all we have to do is to be able to protect them from us. We're so very fortunate to have multiple exhibits with koalas in them at Hunter Valley Wildlife Park. But of course, with koalas, that typically will mean looking up to find them and being patient. We all know the koalas sleep between 18 and 20 hours a day, which is a huge amount of time. But what we probably don't realise is that has a lot to do with what they eat. Now, we know that they eat eucalyptus, of course, but if any other animal ate as much eucalyptus as what a koala does, it would actually be very toxic. They have a very specialised digestive system. That's why they have those big pot bellies. And it means that they can eat the eucalyptus and draw out as much as they possibly can from them, as much nutrients as possible. And that way they're getting something from them, but it's not giving them a lot of extra. There's not a lot of energy. You don't have sugars, you don't have fats. So it means while you're awake, you eat, and then you sleep while digestion is happening. So while they're sleeping, they normally will go as high as they possibly can, tops of trees where they look like they're camouflaged from underneath. They'll sit, they have a waterproof coat in order to stay basically protected in all forms of weather, and they'll just wait until they wake up again. It's also right at the tops of those trees, of course, where the best leaves are. If you have a look at the way a eucalyptus tree grows, it shoots the new best, I guess most nutritious and full of water tips right at the end, and they're the ones that the koalas will go for first. If you're around when we actually feed each day, when we put into their holders for them and it looks all nice and lush at the top, you'll watch the koalas basically mow through all of those best bits, and then later on get to the bigger, broader leaves, which are also quite important for them.